This is our private part, but I want to show you something. The name of the land is already telling you the secret of the land. So Vidigueira is the name of this place. In Portuguese, that is a videira. In common Portuguese, when you go from videira to Vidigueira, translate to something like the place of the vines. So by nature, the total acidity found in the berries of Vidigueira is higher than what is normal in a hot climate. And that's why Vidigueira has been always a wine land, and not only wine land, but consider the white wines wine land of Alentejo. There's a reason. There's a geologic reason that shaped the climate that will then help the plant. So this is our small lake. Normally it's higher. The water is not very big, but it's very deep. That's important for the quality of the water. It's of course also the gymnastic and the bathtub of the dogs. They're always in.
Yeah.
But why I bring you here is not because the lake itself is not, so you can see where is bedrock. Okay, so that's the schist. That's bedrock.
Okay.
That is around 1.5 meters deep. So in modern viticulture, what happens is that we do everything for the plant. We will give him the nutrition, we'll mobilize to cut the land so it's very deep. We will probably give it heaps of water, so they will become lazy. And as they are lazy, they will not grow strong and deep roots. And if they don't grow strong and deep roots, they would never reach bedrock. The way we use water is very different from what is normal. The idea was to put deep in the soil big quantities of water, and by turning it off for big periods of time, the topsoil will dry up. So no stimulus, no input near the surface, just on the bottom, to be sure that the roots will go for the water, will look for it so that they will reach bedrock. Because that is my kid. It started as a joke. The best ever that I prefer, it was wiped out. She tried to make it again, but it's not as good, was this one. And this was my oldest daughter, Mariana. It was some years ago. She had made this one that was how wine is made. That's her perception of it and how it was. So there was this big pool, that was, I guess, the tanks. That was me putting grapes on them. And then here was a table of people looking to my job and giving points.
She already knew.
That's the way she was seeing it.
She's like, he's only going to be successful if they give him a good score.
The Romans, they did the wines in a different way. And there are plenty of proofs of that. So on the opposite of what I've been told to you today, the Romans did not use to put the grapes inside of the clays. Okay? They would receive the grapes normally to the floor of the winery, and they would be stamping on them, walking on them, to remove the liquid from them. And then that liquid, the liquid, was going to the clay. Now, some things you need to know. What I use in my wines: grapes, sulfur, and in very specific years, if I have a problem in the conditions of botrytis, because I only use copper and sulfur, it's very difficult in the viticulture, I might use some bentonite to help me to clarify the wines.
Well, what I would say is that most tourists who come to Portugal skip this region entirely in favor of
obviously Lisbon, Porto, maybe Algarve, depending on what the objectives of their trip are. If they think about Alentejo at all, they probably just think about the largest city here, which is Évora, and Évora is definitely a beautiful city, and it's definitely worth visiting. But I think, for me, Alentejo is the most beautiful region in Portugal. There's something about the light here, the whitewashed houses, trimmed in blue or yellow or red, depending on which town you're in. There's something about the landscapes here with the olive trees and the cork oaks. It's a very subtle yet profoundly beautiful landscape, because the beauty of the region for me and the depth of the culture can really be found in the small towns. And so the small towns and the countryside around the small towns. So I encourage visitors who come to Portugal, if they have time to come to Alentejo, don't just go to Évora. Make a route that consists of some of the small towns and the countryside, and go to some of the restaurants that specialize in regional cooking, visit some wineries, which is obviously where I come in. Yeah, that's what I would say. The beauty of this region is in the details, the small towns, the countryside. And I think if you experience that part of Alentejo, you're really experiencing some of the best that Portugal has to offer in general.